to great things, or am I perhaps putting words in your mouth?
I don't think it's going to be fine. The Conservatives are averaging 20% of the vote. They're facing a wipeout at the next general election. We've had polling today that's showing them well behind Labour in the red wall. So, make no mistake, there is still an existential crisis facing the Conservative Party. But what I think Sunak needed to do today, he's essentially done, where he's come out and said, look, the winning ticket, if there is one to be found, a bit like the Willy Wonka golden ticket in 2024, is to go back to that 2019 manifesto and to talk about levelling up the country, dealing with migration, defending Britain's borders, investing in the NHS, all those kinds of policies. And that's what you saw him do today. Now, the jury's out. I could be here 3 months' time. We could be saying, well, actually, this is a complete catastrophe. But for day one, he's done what he needs to do.
And that's the stability point, isn't it?
Yeah.
He brings stability, but if stability means a continuation of failed policies, putting Braverman in as Home Secretary is a big message. We know the Channel crisis is enraging the country. In fact, the further north you go, the angrier they are about this, because that's where the hotels are filling up. But if you overpromise and under-deliver, it doesn't work, does it?
I think that's the big gamble. He's come out and said he's the guy that's finally going to deliver that 2019 manifesto. He's going to go into that next general election saying, look, I've made the best out of Brexit, we've invested in the NHS, we've taken control of Britain's borders. If he can't actually show those things, he's going to be in trouble. The other thing, of course, to keep in mind is, this is a deeper point that's underlying the Sunak premiership and the Truss premiership. What is the Conservative Party today? If it isn't just about economic competence and credibility, which is what the party likes to talk about, what is it beyond that? What does it believe? What is it that hangs this party together? And I think that is the riddle that Sunak is going to have to try.
Had he put Kemi Badenoch
and solve?
Had he put Kemi Badenoch in education, we might have a clearer steer.
So I think the fact that Kemi Badenoch has stayed in trade is interesting. I think the fact that people like Therese Coffey have stayed, Truss loyalists have stayed, Johnson loyalists have stayed.
It's an attempt to unite the party.
I can see that. It's an interesting move, because remember, what Truss did is she doubled down on her own side. She went into that siege mentality. She said, you're either with me or you're against me. He's clearly come out and said, right, he said it himself, it's unite or die. If the party doesn't actually get a grip, Labour is looking at the biggest majority it's had since 97. And I've never seen numbers like we're seeing at the moment in the polls, Nigel. I've never seen the Conservative Party this weak. It reminds me of the 90s in Canada. It reminds me of that Conservative Party in Canada that was suddenly taken over, that completely imploded. And so Sunak, to me, he's either going to turn this ship around or it's going to just continue to sink. And that's where we are with the Conservative Party, I think.